There's a bottle collecting dust in your grandmother's medicine cabinet right now. The same oil that men in ancient Egypt, across India, and throughout West Africa used to stay sexually powerful well into old age. Because what castor oil does to circulation, inflammation, and the nerve pathways that control your erections is not what you'd expect. And it's not folklore. There is real science behind this. And here's the bonus nobody talks about. This same oil, same bottle, same few dollars, has documented benefits for joint pain, brain fog, broken sleep, and those infuriating 2 a.m. wake-ups that are quietly wrecking your next day. We'll get into all of it. Stay with me. Let's look at the problem many men face. Why erections get weaker after 40? Let's not dance around it, because you didn't click on this video for small talk. Once you hit 40, things start to shift down there. Getting hard takes longer than it used to. The hardness itself, it's just not what it was. And there are moments mid-performance where your body just doesn't cooperate. This is not a confidence problem. This is not stress. This is not in your head. This is your biology moving in a direction you haven't addressed yet. And there are 3 specific reasons it happens. Reason 1, restricted blood flow. Here's the mechanics. An erection is a pressure event. Blood has to flood into 2 internal chambers called the corpora cavernosa. Picture 2 cylinders that need to fill up completely and hold that pressure. After 40, the vessels feeding those chambers become narrower, less elastic, and slower to respond. The fill rate drops. The hardness drops with it. Basic plumbing. Reason 2, chronic inflammation. Inflammation, your internal emergency response system, sits at an elevated baseline in most men over 40. That chronic, low-grade fire eats away at the delicate walls of your blood vessels, strips their flexibility, and scrambles the nerve signals that kick an erection off in the first place. Reason 3, testosterone decline. Testosterone, the hormone that runs your sex drive, controls erection quality, and keeps sperm production alive, drops at roughly 1 to 2% every single year after 30. Do the maths. By the time you're 50, some men are operating on half the testosterone they had at 20. So, blood flow, inflammation, testosterone. 3 problems. One oil addresses all 3. Stay with me. In the next couple of minutes, I'll show you exactly how. What do the scientists and medical experts say? What does the science say? This is what castor oil actually does. Castor oil is pressed from the seeds of the Ricinus communis plant. That's just the Latin name for the castor bean. Its active ingredient, the compound that does all the heavy lifting, is called ricinoloic acid. Roughly 90% of castor oil is ricinoloic acid. That concentration is almost unheard of in any plant-based oil on Earth. Here is what it does inside your body. First, it hits inflammation hard. Research has shown that ricinoloic acid suppresses inflammatory pathways at a potency that rivals certain prescription anti-inflammatory medications. Inflammation was enemy number 1 for your erections. Castor oil goes straight at it. Second, it gets your lymphatic system moving. Your lymphatic system is the body's waste clearance network. Imagine it as the drainage pipes running parallel to your blood supply. When that system slows down, fluid backs up, inflammation builds in your tissues, and nutrient delivery to critical areas gets choked off. Castor oil, particularly when applied topically with gentle heat, is one of the very few substances known to actively stimulate lymphatic movement. The downstream effect, less congestion, lower local inflammation, and better blood delivery to the tissues where you need it most. Third, it drives nitric oxide production. Nitric oxide is the signaling molecule that tells your blood vessels to relax and expand, triggering the blood rush that creates and sustains an erection. This is the exact same mechanism that Viagra and similar drugs target, except they force it chemically with a side effect profile most men aren't thrilled about. Ricinoleic acid prompts your body to produce more nitric oxide on its own. Relaxed vessels, greater blood volume, firmer, fuller erection. That's the sequence.
You're probably looking at that bottle very differently now. Good, because we're about to get into exactly how to use it, because technique matters here. I talked a little about testosterone earlier on, but I want to expand on the testosterone angle. Here's what almost nobody is talking about. There is emerging research, early stage, I'll be straight with you, but it exists, suggesting that castor oil applied to the scrotal skin may actively support testosterone production. Why that specific area? Scrotal skin is uniquely thin, more permeable than almost anywhere else on your body. It absorbs compounds rapidly and efficiently. Testosterone itself is fat-soluble. It travels well through lipid-rich, oily carriers. Castor oil is exactly that kind of carrier. The working theory, backed by animal studies and early human data, is that ricinoleic acid's anti-inflammatory action in that zone reduces oxidative stress on the Leydig cells. Leydig cells are the specialized testosterone factories inside your testicles, the cells that actually synthesize the hormone. Reduce the oxidative damage hitting those cells, essentially the chemical wear and tear from your body's own metabolic waste, and their output improves. The bonus for men over 40 is that castor oil does a lot more than just get you hard. I promise to come back to this. So here it is. That same bottle of $4 oil, it doesn't stop at your sex life. Joint pain. If your knees, hips, or lower back are making noises they didn't used to make, ricinoleic acid's anti-inflammatory action works systemically. The same mechanism suppressing inflammation in your pelvic region is suppressing it in your joints. Men report meaningful reductions in joint stiffness and pain with consistent castor oil pack use over 4 to 6 weeks. Brain fog. Your lymphatic system doesn't just serve your pelvis, it runs through your entire body, including the glymphatic drainage system in your brain. When lymphatic flow improves, so does the clearance of metabolic waste from brain tissue. Less fog, sharper thinking, sleep quality, and the 2 a.m. wake up. This one surprises men most. Broken sleep in men over 40 is frequently driven by elevated cortisol, your stress hormone, and inflammatory load keeping the nervous system in a low-grade alert state. Castor oil packs applied before bed have been shown to shift the nervous system toward parasympathetic activation. That's your rest and recover mode. Deeper sleep, fewer wake-ups. You stay asleep through to the alarm instead of staring at the ceiling at 2 in the morning, wondering why you're awake. One bottle, a few dollars, 3 months of use, and it covers ground you didn't expect. Quick pause. Before we continue, here's something worth knowing. If you've been feeling frustrated or even embarrassed about changes in bedroom performance, sensitivity, stamina, or desire, you're not alone. And it's not your fault. There's a 100% natural solution that's already helped thousands of men feel confident and energized again. No pills, no injections, no procedures, no surgery, no risky shortcuts. Just a simple, easy home remedy you can make at home, designed to support what researchers are now calling the manhood molecule, a key factor for arousal, blood flow, and lasting power. Find out more. There's a link in the description and in the pinned comment. Check it out. It could be the very thing you've been looking for. Okay, let's get back to today's topic. I'm going to explain the best way to apply and use castor oil to get the maximum health and sexual health benefits. Here's a warning. Do not drink castor oil unless a doctor directs you to do so in very specific circumstances. Today's use of castor oil is for external use on the skin only, not to be ingested, period. There are 2 methods. Both work differently. Both have a place. Method 1, the castor oil pack. Take roughly a tablespoon of cold-pressed, hexane-free castor oil and warm it gently. Comfortable warmth, not scorching. Saturate a piece of flannel or soft cloth with the oil. Lay it across your lower abdomen from just below the navel down to the pubic bone. Place a warm towel or heat pack over the top. Leave it for 45 minutes to an hour, 3 to 4 sessions per week. Done before bed, you get the sleep benefits at the same time. This method works on the broader pelvic circulatory and lymphatic system, improving blood supply and drainage across the entire region, including the vessels serving the penis directly. Method 2, direct scrotal application. This is the approach targeting the testosterone pathway. 5 to 10 drops of warmed castor oil massaged gently into the scrotal skin for 3 to 5 minutes, done daily or every other day, consistently. Men who stick with this report erection firmness improving, morning erections returning, and libido shifting upward, typically within weeks of consistent use. Ask for cold-pressed, organic, hexane-free only. The cheap, chemically processed versions carry residual solvents. You don't want those on your skin, and definitely not there. Patch test first. Small amount on the inner arm, 24 hours. Confirm no sensitivity before you commit. And if you have a clinical erectile dysfunction diagnosis, this supports your biology. It doesn't replace your doctor. I know what some of you are thinking right now. Not a chance I'm rubbing oil on my testicles, mate. And that's completely fair. But consider this. Men spent $50 on a protein shake this week without blinking. A quality bottle of castor oil is $4. It lasts 3 months. The cost to benefit maths here is not complicated. You need to know what castor oil can and can't do. Here's some evidence and limitations. Let's be straight with each other about what the research actually supports. The anti-inflammatory effects of ricinoleic acid, solid, well-documented science. The lymphatic and circulatory improvements, clinically observed. The nitric oxide mechanism, demonstrated in cell-level laboratory studies. The testosterone support angle, biologically plausible, early-stage evidence. If your erectile dysfunction has a serious underlying cause, significant cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, a major hormonal disorder, castor oil is not your solution. Your doctor is. See your doctor. But if you're a man in his 40s or 50s who has noticed things getting softer, slower, less reliable down there, and you want a natural, low-cost, low-risk tool that works on real physiological mechanisms, this is worth adding to your routine. Okay, let me bring this all together and recap what castor oil does for a man over 40. So to recap what this one bottle of oil can do: stronger erections, better blood flow, joint pain relief, deeper sleep, less 2 a.m. wake-ups, sharper thinking, and it costs a few dollars. A few dollars. I'll let that sit for a second. Castor oil contains ricinoleic acid, one of the most potent natural anti-inflammatory compounds known. It supports blood and lymphatic circulation, the twin foundations of strong, reliable erections. It triggers nitric oxide release, the same mechanism ED drugs use without the pharmaceutical intervention. Applied to the scrotal area, it may reduce oxidative stress on the cells that produce testosterone. Applied as an abdominal pack, it improves pelvic blood flow, reduces joint inflammation, and shifts your nervous system into recovery mode for deeper sleep. 2 methods: lower abdominal pack for circulation and sleep, direct scrotal application for the hormonal and erection angle. Cold pressed, organic, hexane-free. Warm it. Use it consistently for 4 to 8 weeks minimum. Your sex life brought back from the brink. Better sleep, less pain, sharper thinking. Not a bad deal for $4. Here's a plan of action. If this changed how you think, hit like. It puts this information in front of the men who need it. Subscribe. Every week, we bring you the real, unfiltered picture of men's health after 40. Drop a comment. Have you ever tried castor oil? Are you going to? Zero judgment here. This is a no-shame space. And if you want to go further on natural testosterone and blood flow strategies, the next video is right there waiting for you.